Well, it's a hot topic. We've been talking about it for months, and this week a panel convened in New York to figure out how much commuters will be charged to drive into Manhattan's Central Business District under the MTA's congestion pricing program.
So the Traffic Mobility Review Board, it's a 6-member panel that will recommend toll prices, credits, discounts, and exemptions for drivers. But while the exact price of the tolls, they're still not determined, what is clear is that congestion pricing will have a very big impact on drivers and communities in the tri-state. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy opposes that current congestion pricing plan, and he joins us this morning with a major announcement. Good morning, Governor. Let's get right to it. You have had enough. You are putting your foot down for New Jersey commuters driving into Manhattan. Explain this big announcement.
Good to be on with you all. May I suggest you inject a little Bruce or John into your playlist, by the way.
That's not the first time you've said that.
Exactly. Listen, it brings me no joy to do this because I have nothing but enormous regard for Governor Hochul and her team. But we are going to announce later this morning that we're going to sue the Federal Highway Administration. We believe that they neglected to take into account especially the environmental impact on many communities in New Jersey as a result of this plan. Certainly it is a financial burden beyond words for commuters in addition to the environmental impact. And it's just not right. And it's not as though we're against mitigating climate change or pollution. We have the #1 track record of any American state over the past 6 years as it relates to the environment. But we don't have the alternatives in place, and the sticker price is too prohibitive. This is a plan that we can't accept. We believe the feds short-circuited the normal review process here, and we are going to sue effective today to ask that they in fact go through that full process.
And you know, a lot of people echo that sentiment as well, but some would argue that maybe you could have pushed to use some of the revenue raised by the congestion pricing to help out New Jersey Transit, because New Jersey Transit's in a crisis. I mean, you got about a year to plug a $917 million hole.
Yeah, listen, we are at the same time attempting to do exactly what you've suggested. If we at least, if the financial burden on our commuters was reasonable, and it was done at a time when we had all 4 rail tunnels built under the Hudson, a spanking new Port Authority bus terminal, and we had some share of the revenues, that'd be a deal that we would consider without question. And we are, at the same time as we're suing, that's something that we're pursuing without question. New Jersey Transit was completely broken when we got here. We have largely fixed it. We have financial challenges ahead, but we're not trying to solve those challenges on the back of New York commuters. And the MTA shouldn't be solving their financial crisis and mismanagement on the back of New Jersey commuters.
And
it's that simple.
Governor, getting back to the lawsuit, you say you're going to sue parts of the federal government, the Federal Highway Administration. Now, some of these agencies have already reviewed this plan, which is one of the reasons why Governor Hochul and the MTA pressed forward recently. What is it about what was or was not done that you see an avenue to move forward with the legislation here?
Yeah, it's a good question, and we'll get into this in more detail later this morning in Fort Lee, New Jersey, but they short-circuited the process. There's something called an environmental impact study, which is a full-bore, unfortunately it takes a while, which I admit, and that's, you know, that is life, I guess, but everybody's at the table, including New Jersey. All considerations are on the table, and the environment in particular is assessed. We believe that the Federal Highway Administration took a shortcut here and did not consider. I'll give you an example. If you're in New Jersey and you want to go to Jones Beach and you normally drive through Manhattan, or you want to go visit a relative on Long Island, or you want to go see somebody in Queens, whatever it might be, or you've got a business and you're dropping something off, you'd normally probably go through the Lincoln or the Holland and come out the other side of Manhattan. Now this will divert, as is currently outlined, this will divert traffic in a significant amount up to the George Washington Bridge.
Communities like
those
Fort
communities
Lee
up there, like Fort Lee, will be overburdened as it relates to the environment, never mind the sticker shock of our commuters going across the Hudson.
And we know that some of the proposals out there are $20, $25. There has been some talk that maybe your Easy Pass bill would be absorbed into that and you pay the extra on top of that. At this point, Governor, let's say the courts don't accept this lawsuit, or maybe they do, but it takes a while. Who could stop it? Is there one person who could stop it? Have you picked up the phone to call Governor Kathy Hochul yourself?
Oh, we speak to Governor Hochul all the time, and again, I have nothing but high regard for her. We do so much together across a whole range of interests. But this is one where we have a fierce disagreement, and I've got to stand up for New Jersey commuters. We believe the Federal Highway Administration could call timeout and say, you know what, we need to give this full environmental impact study, which it deserves. This is the most densely populated region of the country. The amount of folks who go back and forth in a typical environment, a couple of 100,000 commuters. If there's any project anywhere in the United States right now that merits a full-bore environmental study, it's this one.
It's interesting you say that now, because we just talked about that first gantry, that toll gantry going up in the city here. How likely is it that there could be anything done to stop this? Because right now you're seeing that being built here, and it's like we're going full steam ahead. That's what it looks like to most people.
Yeah, it does look that way, and as you highlighted before I got on, there's a group of folks, by the way, several of whom we know and we admire on this committee or commission. The problem is New Jersey's not at that table. And with all due respect to the MTA, a lot of our commuters are going to be the ones that they're looking to solve their financial crisis, which is unacceptable. I do not view this as a foregone conclusion. I think that's your question. I know that the infrastructure is going up. I know that it feels like there's momentum. We would not be taking this legal action if we did not believe there was a real likelihood that we could call a timeout here. Let's do the full bore study. And by the way, I'll say publicly what I've said privately. We'll live with the results. If they do the full study and it comes out in a way that doesn't advantage us, then we're going to have to figure it out. But I've got to stand up on behalf of our environment and our commuters.